So today, we're going to dive into a topic that so many people navigate, often in silence, the unique postpartum journey for mothers over 40. We're going to pull back the curtain on the dramatic hormonal shifts, their huge impact on emotional well-being, and what's really happening inside the brain.
So, you might be wondering, what's the big deal? I mean, later in life pregnancies are more common than ever. And while motherhood is a huge transformation at any age, the journey for those over 40, well, it can involve a pretty unique collision of hormonal dynamics.
For mothers over 40, the body's baseline hormonal resilience is already changing, maybe starting to approach perimenopause. So when you throw the massive physiological event of childbirth on top of that, it can really amplify the postpartum hormonal shifts. I love this subtitle. It's like recovering from a marathon right after you've already run one.
Okay, so what's really going on under the hood? To truly understand the experience, we have to look at the biology, specifically how a massive change in hormones directly messes with the chemistry of the brain.
During pregnancy, hormones that are absolutely crucial for keeping that pregnancy going, like estrogen and progesterone, just skyrocket. We're talking incredibly high levels. The body is in a totally different state, geared 100% towards supporting new life.
And then, boom! Right after birth, those levels don't just drop, they plummet. This incredibly fast, dramatic fall is one of the main drivers behind so many of the physical and emotional symptoms new moms feel.
This is so important to get. It is not just in your head. It's not some kind of psychological failing. These hormonal shifts are a profound biological event, and they have a direct chemical impact on the brain.
So what does that mean for the brain, exactly? Well, that rapid drop in estrogen and progesterone can cause a drop in the brain's key mood messengers, things like serotonin and dopamine. This creates a direct chemical disruption to the brain's emotional systems, and that can lead to mood swings, anxiety, and even depression.
Okay, so we've talked about the biology, but what does this internal storm actually feel like? Let's decode the symptoms, the emotional, the physical, and the cognitive signs, so they're easier to spot, either in yourself or in someone you love.
Now, this is a really crucial distinction to make. We need to know the difference between the very common baby blues, which feel rough but are temporary and less severe, and postpartum depression, or PPD. PPD is a different beast. It's a persistent, deep sadness and high anxiety that hangs around for more than 2 weeks.
And it doesn't stop with PPD. There's also postpartum anxiety, or PPA, which can show up as intense, intrusive thoughts, often about the baby's safety. Then there's postpartum OCD, where obsessive thoughts can lead to compulsive behaviors, like checking on the baby over and over. Recognizing these gives us a much fuller picture.
Okay, let's pause. This is without a doubt the most critical point. If there are any thoughts of harming yourself or the baby, it is a signal for urgent, immediate professional help. Please do not wait. Do not hesitate for a second. Getting help early is absolutely essential.
And the toll isn't just emotional, right? Physically, you can experience chronic fatigue that feels bone deep, body aches, even hot flashes and night sweats that feel a lot like menopause. And cognitively, that mom brain or brain fog people joke about, it's a very real thing, messing with your concentration, your memory, everything.
We've laid out the challenges, and that can feel heavy. So now, let's pivot to the solutions. Building a support system and focusing on self-care, these aren't luxuries. They are the absolute foundation for recovery.
So, what does that foundation look like? Think of it like 6 pillars holding everything up. It starts with the absolute basics, like making rest and good food a priority. Then you add in some gentle movement and ways to manage stress. And just as important, you have to seek support and give yourself permission to let go of being perfect.
And hey, support is a team sport, right? For partners, family, and friends who want to help but don't know how, here's the playbook. Just listen without trying to fix everything. Offer real practical help. Do the dishes, hold the baby. The goal is to create time for her to rest. And hey, don't forget to take care of yourself too. Beyond that core support system, there's a whole toolkit for wellness out there. Let's look at how mixing modern medical treatments with some really powerful complementary therapies can create a solid plan for healing. So here's a bird's eye view of the options. On one side, you've got medical treatments like therapy and medication. On the other side, you've got complementary therapies, anything from acupuncture to sound therapy. The most important thing here, and I can't stress this enough, is to always talk to a doctor before starting anything new, especially with herbs or supplements.
Let's zoom in on one of those therapies for a second, something you might not have heard of, sound.
specifically binaural beats. It's a pretty wild concept. You listen with headphones, and a slightly different frequency plays in each ear. Your brain then creates a third, phantom beat, and your brainwaves start to naturally sync up with it. It's a process called entrainment.
It's pretty cool, right? You can actually use this to gently nudge your brain toward different states. Alpha waves can help you relax and de-stress. Theta waves can help with deeper relaxation and anxiety, and delta waves can help promote that deep, restorative sleep that is just so vital for recovery.
So, as we pull all these threads together, the path forward starts to look a lot clearer. This isn't just about surviving this period, it's about actually thriving. And that whole journey, it starts with awareness, and then moves towards empowerment through taking action and getting support.
And if you take away just one thing today, please let it be this. You do not have to go through these challenges by yourself. Reaching out, seeking help, opening up to people around you, that is the vital first step. And let me tell you, it is a sign of incredible strength, not weakness.
So, I'll leave you with a question to think about. How can really understanding this whole dance between hormones and the brain empower not just moms, but entire families to navigate this transition together? How can we start to see this period not just as a struggle, but as a time of incredible growth for everyone involved? Something to chew on.